All right. Hello, everybody. We are ready to get this party started. It's
Hi,
February
John.
8th. Hey, Janie, how's it going?
Hey,
Other than the flood, I get that.
yeah, we've got dehumidifiers and fans going, and we're recovering.
Yeah, we had a lot of rain out here in California this week. More than I've seen, and I can't even remember when I saw it rain like this. But all good stuff. So I got a lot of stuff to cover. If anybody has questions, anybody got anything before we kind of get things kicked off?
Yeah, I do, John. You talked about a template on Kartra that we could you could download to us, or we could get it somehow.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I actually created a second one yesterday.
Oh,
So
great.
I've got two of them. I have a simple one and then one with a lot of extra pieces that you may or may not want. So
Oh, I want them both.
you want the simple and the complex?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. I can't wait for our integration to get in there so we can actually integrate leads right through the Kartra system, because then I'll be able to build out like a full campaign template and just hand it
Whoa,
to you.
I like it.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. So looking very much forward to that.
Johnny, you
And
just
hey,
start recording.
Yep, recording is started.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, John, I'm looking more for social media type assistance. Is that
Okay.
something that gets covered?
Yeah, what is that's a very broad
I
topic.
know.
If there's something specific,
Well,
I can.
improving my social media strategy, messaging,
Okay.
anything to help me. I'm not getting the results, so that's why
Gotcha.
I'm here.
Okay, cool. So with social media, think of it just as a delivery system. So social media, I look at that as a traffic piece. So in ACT, like when I teach the core values of ACT, it's analysis, creation, and then traffic. Traffic's always on the end. And what I tell people, like if you go into traffic, usually traffic costs money. Like if you're doing ads, and in your case, it might not be costing you physical dollars, but it's costing you time, which is the same thing. So traffic is always going to be that case of it's costing you. So when you're in traffic, if you're not getting good results, then it's costing you even more. So in ACT, we never go to traffic first. We always go to the analysis first. And usually if you get to traffic, the only problem I find typically in the traffic bucket is if you're not doing it. So when you're ready for traffic, if the problem is in the traffic, it's usually in low volume. But typically we don't find the problem in traffic. Traffic is like a magnifier. It magnifies everything. And if you've got problems, it's going to magnify them, which you're probably seeing right now. You're not getting results. So that's typically because of either one of two things. It's either your analysis wasn't done correctly, you didn't understand the market. That's what analysis is all about. It's understanding the market. Typically, a market will have different segments, and that's the first piece, segmenting the market so you know exactly which one you're looking at so you can build avatars. And you might have multiple avatars. So it's really, really important that you do that piece first. That's always the first thing I always recommend is segment the market, pick the most profitable segment and start there. And then that moves you into the creation piece. When you go into the creation piece, all of the creation, that's where your messaging comes in. And all of your messaging is coming from that analysis part. If you're creating messaging that it's not hitting the mark, that's going to be a problem. So typically that's where we see the majority of the problems is either in the analysis, not figuring out the market, or if you figured the market out, you just haven't really created the right messaging to to, in messaging, you're doing a couple of things. You're creating trust and rapport with them by mirroring them. And you're also creating value for yourself. You're explaining the value. Like there's a lot of business magazines that when they talk about problems in business, that's one of the biggest problems they focus on is conveying your value, you know, when you're talking about messaging. So that would be my best guess, is you probably have some issues there if your social media is not working.
Yeah, I think that's a really good response. And so if I may I ask, follow through? So there are pretty much two markets. One is the customer who I've identified as Ida. And if there's an Ida here, sorry, that's the name I chose, but it's Ida. Because I learned that it's helpful to talk to that person, right? And then the other one, the other market is like for in alignable. So in social media, I'm going, my market is the client. And on alignable and such, really, I think I'm best served by my market being the referral sources.
Sure.
Because nobody wants to admit that they're ready to lose weight. So so I think referral sources in the right fields are, you know, probably healthier or easy, you know, make more sense here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
That
right,
was actually,
I'm gonna go through your workbook. I did download it. I didn't do that work yet, but yeah, you know, I've been in marketing for eons, but you know, it's when it's your own thing, it's so easy to just fly
hard.
past.
Yeah, I have the same thing. It's hard for me to do my own stuff.
Yeah.
Jay's over there going, yep, yep, yep.
Yeah.
Hey, John,
I see
quick question
Jim
about
nodding the head too. Go ahead, Roger.
looking for that sheet you were putting together about the email, the 4 ENS records that you need. I looked on the
Yes.
home page and in the members area. Could you put me to where it is?
Yes, I put that in the members area under the resources tab.
Thank you much. I'll look again.
Yep. If you go into the ACT membership, it's under the resources tab there. All right. So anything else before, and that's another thing I wanted to hit on. You guys probably saw my reminder this week. Please respond if you get this. You know what that was for? That was to
The new
increase
rules.
that was to increase my email reputation. Remember we talked last week about if you have all your records right, email deliverability is a really important thing, especially if you're dealing with customers and prospects. And you could be sending out your mail like through your autoresponder. You could be sending your mail out to hundreds, if not thousands of people, and it might not be getting through. So what you might want to do is next time you send out a blast to your list, just do what I did. Say, hey, do me a favor and just respond back and let me know you got this.
Sorry, John, I didn't get your reminder.
Okay, are you're coming in through Alignable, right?
No, I'm your.
Oh, okay, so you didn't get the reminder?
No, but yeah, I'm with. I'm your both programs, Internet Dominator and yes,
Okay.
Search AI and Act. I'm into all your programs.
Okay, well,
Whatever programs you offer.
send me an email direct to John at
Okay.
Dominators, and I will look and make sure that you're not blacklisted or anything.
I think my Yahoo has problem. I can give you my domain or I can give you Gmail.
Okay, well, send me the
Yeah.
email that you signed up with so I can see.
Okay.
So
I
I can
signed
see
up
what the
with
problem
Yahoo, but my Yahoo has a lot of problems. I think it's better to use my
Okay.
custom domain. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. If you guys are using like the free emails like Yahoo and Outlook and Gmail and all that kind of stuff, Gmail is usually really good. Gmail is pretty solid. But Yahoo, I know a lot of the software developers that I talk to, when they have a big problem, people sign up for their software or sign up for their programs, and they sign up with Yahoo addresses, and they never see the mail never gets through because Yahoo just blocks everything. So it's kind of like with email, you get what you pay for. If you're using free email accounts for your business, probably not the best of ideas. You might want to pay a little bit of money and get, reliable deliverability. That would be like, if you were offered a free phone service, but you only got 1 out of 3 calls and you didn't know the other 2 that came through. That might seem really cool getting a free phone service until you find out you're missing calls from your customers. Right? This is a business. You guys, hopefully you are all running businesses here. And if you're running a business, communication is like a key factor in communicating not only with your customers, but with your prospects. So you might want to consider that. And I know you guys, this is a really popular thing for people to sign up for free email addresses to sign up for things online. Right. And I get that too. That's a good strategy because you don't want to receive all the spam in your real email address. But when you're signing up for programs that you pay for, that you expect to receive communication from, it's a bad idea because you're not going to receive communication a lot of times with those. So, all things in business is all based around strategy and common sense. So
how can I change my email with app I signed up with? Because I don't want to keep my Yahoo. I want to give my custom domain.
sure, you
So
can.
I would like to change my
Yeah,
email
so
I signed up with.
you have a Kartra account with that. So all you have to do is just log into your Kartra
Okay.
account and change it in there. Or
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, thank you.
yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. If you have trouble, I can do it for you. You can just send me an email and I can take care of that for you. All right, Allie, you got your hand up.
Hi, John. Thank you for all your wisdom. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know, just share, you guys may have already discussed this because I haven't been able to be on every call, but I'm helping a client set up an email blast through Constant Comment and one through MailChimp. And both of those services had an alert for February 1st. Gmail, you can't use a Gmail or Yahoo account anymore for an e-blast, even if it's 5 people. You have to buy your own official email through either your website or whatever. So also
that's all part of the new regulations that have been put in by Gmail, Yahoo, and a couple other big providers. They're trying to eliminate the spam.
Yeah.
So a couple of things, like, let me just kind of address some of the holes that were missed on the last call when we talked about that. February 1st was like their deadline. Like if you didn't have your email records and your DNS set up right, there was a big scare, and Google is notorious for this. They're notorious for putting out false information to scare people to get them to comply with what they want you to do. So they put out this narrative message that said, if you don't have all of your DNS records for your email intact and in good order, you're not going to get your mail delivered to Gmail. Gmail is just going to kick you out. None of your email is going to get through. That was the story they put out. That got publicized. That was partially true. The partial truth to it is if you were doing blasts of 5,000 emails at a time. Now, most of us are not doing that, so it would have little to no effect on us. But in the interim, it's a good idea to get your email deliverability all in check, which is what they were trying to do. They were just trying to get everybody to do that. So that was, I don't know if it was last week or the week before when we did the call, it was all about that. It was all about how to get your email. So if you guys didn't see that, you might want to go back. I think it was 2 weeks back, because last week was the day it went in. I think we talked about it the week prior to that to give you guys time to get your house in order.
Thank you. Are
But
those
anyway, yeah, I would
John,
look at that one.
are the replay emails with the links, are they labeled for content or sometimes
Yes.
I can't find, oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah. We have somebody that goes through, Bree goes through and labels those and puts descriptions to them with all the topics that were covered that week. Sometimes she gets behind, but I think she's up to speed right now. So yeah, there was a time when those were not labeled and it was just like, call 1, 2, 3, 4. And it was like, holy shit, how am I going to figure out what to listen to? So that is taken care of now. But yeah, that email deliverability. And again, the other piece to that is even if your records are in order, and again, I covered like what all those records meant and what they were for and what they did and all that. Even if your records are all in order, there's still a thing called email reputation. So if the other email providers, if they see you sending mail over and over and over and no one's responding to it, your email reputation starts to dive down. And I realized, I'm like, oh man, I might have a problem here because every week I send all of you an email out to remind you about the call. And, I never expect anybody to respond to it. It's just a reminder, to keep you guys up to speed. Like, hey, the call's Thursday. Let's get on there. But I realized I might be doing some damage by doing that. So that was why I put in there, do me a favor and just respond. Let me know you got it. So now with that wave of, I couldn't believe how many people responded. I'm sure I have no problem with my email deliverability because almost all of you responded to it. So I got hundreds of responses. So that was really cool. I had to answer them all, but that's a small price to pay. So anyway, that kind of brings you up to speed. It wasn't the Armageddon that it was meant to be, that they put out that it was going to be. But still, get your stuff in order. And like Kartra was always like that. Kartra would never allow you to use a free email in their system to send mail. They said, you had to have a true domain. It had to be your domain. You had to own it, all that. Because they're really focused on email deliverability in Kartra. They're very serious about it. So, all right. So,
Thank you for clarifying all that. I appreciate you.
yeah, no problem. No problem at all. So, two things I wanted to kind of hit today. Actually, three. We already hit the email deliverability thing and why I did what I did. I always like, tell you guys what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So you get it and you can do the same thing. But two things I wanted to cover is irresistible offers, because if you're not making an irresistible offer, that could be a big problem in your business. And the other thing I wanted to cover is using affiliates in your business. Or if you just want to make money and you can be an affiliate, there's a lot of people online that they don't want to create their own products. They don't really want to run a business, but they're here and they want to make money. There's a lot of people that want to work from home and make a lot of money and not be responsible for all the stuff a normal business owner is responsible for, including content creation. So those, they find that the affiliate world is a cool place. They can find somebody that has something really good, and they might either have an audience, or they're good at social media, or they're good at, SEO, they're good at driving traffic of one way or another. And they can find these products or these vendors, and they can push their traffic, or they can make referrals to their audience. And when they make sales, they make money. So that's the whole affiliate world. It's kind of, it's a referral, like in Alignable. For those of you that are in Alignable, I wish they would put it in place in there, because it would incentivize everyone to do it. They've got their engine in place to refer people, but there's no monetary compensation for it. And we all know that money makes the world go round, right? So whenever you reward someone, typically that activity is repeated. So like when you pay someone sends you a customer and you pay them, they're going to be 10 times more likely to send you another one because they want to get paid again, right? That's a really cool thing. They get a check. Sometimes they don't even know it's coming, and when they get it, it's a perfect time to tell them why they got it and how to get more. And it just really puts fuel in their fire. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe how many people have received their first affiliate money from me, and then all of a sudden the next month they sent twice as many people or more. And it was like they've heard it, but it never happened. And I got to tell you, like with me, and you guys should all be this way. You should want to give money away. I guarantee you, the more money you give away, the more money that's going to come back to you. And, this is with your affiliates. Like on the first of the month, that's the day I typically pay all my affiliates. And that's my favorite day of the month to send those payments out. I send a lot of them out through Zelle now because I can instant right into their account. Just boom, they get the email, they see the money, it's there. They don't have to wait for it. It's awesome. And every first of the month, the more money I can give away, the happier I am, because I realize the more I gave out, the more they put in my pockets without me doing any work. I'm already delivering my product. I'm already doing that. I'm just getting paid more for it by paying others to send me money. It's so affiliates, guaranteed affiliates is going to be the easiest money you make. If you're a product creator or a service provider, that is going to be the easiest money you ever make. Get people to sell your stuff or get people to promote you. So if you want to really get good at that game, you become a hunter. You go out and you actively seek affiliates. And what you want to look for, like my best affiliates are people that have my audience and they don't compete with me. Right? Like they might be like, I've got SEO products, I've got marketing products. So if I go out and I find somebody that has a big audience of people that need marketing assistance, or they need SEO, or in this case now with Acquisition Error, they need leads, right? So I go out and find somebody that's got a following, got a database, got a whole bunch of customers that need leads, or they need marketing help, or they need SEO, whatever it is. And I reach out to that person and I'm basically hunting. I'm headhunting. I reach out to that person and I say, hey, I don't compete with you, but we share the same audience. I could potentially put a lot of money in your pocket for you just introducing me on a webinar. I will provide massive value to your audience. I'll train them. And at the end, I'll make them an offer of something that's going to make their life better and easier and whatever, cheaper, faster, whatever it is. I'll make that offer to them and I'm going to give you X amount of it. I'll give you half. I'll give you 25%, whatever it is. And the other thing with affiliates are very driven by money, and also the affiliate partners are as well. So to give them an idea of how much they can make, there's a particular number in here that's really important. And Kartra keeps track of this. If you use their affiliate program, they'll keep track of this. It's called EPC. It's an EPC number. And what that stands for is earnings per click. So let's say I do a webinar and I've done webinars with several of you. So let's say I do another webinar with Jay. And I say, hey, Jay, let's sell leads to all of your people. I'll give you 50% of, anything that comes through. So he says, great, I'll line it up. So he sends an email out to his email list, says, hey, I'm doing a webinar with my friend John that he's going to come in and he's going to show you how to get the easiest, cheapest leads you've ever seen. It's going to drive business, you know, it's going to increase your sales, all the stuff. And you don't want to miss it. So he's created that hype. He's given that messaging out. He drives a bunch of people onto the webinar. I show up. He introduces me. I show them, I educate them, I give them training on how it works, why it's the best thing since sliced bread, and then I make them an irresistible offer. They all get a really great deal. They get a great product, and Jay and I split them earnings. Everybody's happy. It's a three-way love triangle. Everybody got loved on that one, right? And as soon as we're done with that one, Jay's like, oh my God, what else do you have to sell? Let's do this again. So that's what you want to think about when you're thinking about hunting. Who can I hunt? Who has my audience that I don't directly compete with that would introduce me and we all make money? Because that's what we're in business for, right? We're in business all to make money. Sometimes Jay might come back and he'd say, hey, I'll do that for you if you do it for me. I have a cool thing that your people would want. You know, obviously we don't compete. We have the same audience. So I might turn around and say, great, let's do it. Now, I do the same thing to my list. I say, hey, I've got Jay coming on. He's got this great thing. It's gonna change your life forever. And you're gonna be thankful I introduced you. So I bring all my people on. I introduce Jay. He does his thing. He does an irresistible offer. Again, helped my people. Jay and I make money. Again, a three-way love triangle. Both ways, multi-directional. Now, here's even better. I can say, Jay, who else do you know? I'd like to make you a JV broker, which is a two-tier affiliate commission. Kartra allows you to run a two-tier affiliate commission right through the platform. Easy peasy. So I give Jay a special JV broker link. Now he reaches out to his friend that's got an audience and he says, hey, I just made a bunch of money. My EPC was off the charts and my friend John can do this for you. Do you want to make some money introducing him to your list like I did? So Jay gives him the link, the JV broker link. That guy now signs up for my affiliate program. I do the webinar for that guy. Now, I make money. He makes money. His audience gets a really good deal. And guess what? Jay gets an override commission. So now we got a four-way love triangle. It just keeps getting better. And this can go on and on and on. You can spiral up business really fast with affiliates. So that's what you want to do. You want to start thinking about who has your audience. And then once you do that, now you're going to go back to the creation project, you know, the process and act called creation, and you're going to create a new piece. You're going to create a webinar presentation. It's typically a PowerPoint or similar. You know, you can create these in Canva. I know most of you guys have Canva. It's a very inexpensive tool that you can create all kinds of graphical stuff really easily. So you can create a presentation in Canva. I use PowerPoint myself. I'm old school, but I know a lot of people now don't have it or don't know how it works or whatever. Canva's probably easier for you. But use whatever's easy for you to do that. But you need to create that presentation. Because, you know, if you just get on and talk, that's going to get part of the group, but they want to see stuff. You know, a graphical presentation is very, very powerful. So aside from that, let's say you don't know anybody. Let's say you don't have any friends in high places that have audiences. So now how do you headhunt? There are companies out there that you can go out to and you can sign up for and get access to their affiliate networks. So one of them is called JV Zoo. If you have a product, a physical product, not a physical, a digital product, a membership, anything like that, even software. Let's say you've got a software product or whatever, anything that you can deliver digitally. Could even be a weekly training like what you guys are on now. You can go over to JV Zoo or ClickBank and you can sign up. You can put your offers up there and they have an army of affiliates. So again, you're going to have to craft messaging, and the messaging that you're going to craft now is not to the buyer. It's to the affiliate. The affiliate just took the place of the buyer now in your marketing message. So you're going to have to figure out, the affiliate now becomes your avatar. You're going to have to figure out what is important to that affiliate, and your marketing message is going to have to be crafted with one purpose in mind: to get that affiliate to promote your product, right? That's your sale. That's what you're selling. You're selling the idea that if they choose you instead of the other 50,000 things they could choose inside that platform, if they choose you, you're going to give them massive value. You're going to be able to give them everything they want. And what do they want? They want to make money. It's really simple. It's really, really simple when it comes down to what affiliates want. They just want to make money. A lot of times that's what they built their list for. Like with me, I was never really just an affiliate. I always built my own products. I built my own lists. But what I found was I love affiliates. I love to have people promote my stuff because I don't like to do it. You know, I'm not an extrovert. I hate networking events. Like that just makes me want to shrivel up and die. If you dropped me in a room with 10,000 people and said, go just, I'm just like, you know, I want to just go home. That's it. So for me to connect with somebody that's outgoing, that's going to go and do that and promote me, and I don't have to do that. I can just do what I do really good, which is deliver my content, make products, help people grow their business. If I can just do that, I'm happy. But if I have to go out and like talk about myself and do all that kind of stuff, that just makes me cringe. So the idea that, you know, I'd get on a webinar and Jay would tell everybody how great I am and talk me up and all that, that's just my love language right there, because I don't have to do it. And I never do. If any of you have ever seen me present, I do not talk about myself. I do not give a history lesson about, you know, who I am and how great I am. I go right into the training because I know that's what's important to them. You know, it's never, and that brings me to the irresistible offer that I wanted to talk about. You really need to figure out what's important to your audience. And we've talked about WizGat before. You guys remember the WizGat conversation? WizGat stands for what is so good about that? And that is what, I think his name was Ron Popeil. He did the infomercials. And he would literally find somebody that had a great gadget, but they couldn't market that gadget to save their life, right? They had no idea how to market the gadget. The great gadget, he identified that as a great product. So he would bring them on and he would interview them. And you might think, oh my God, that is an absolute recipe for disaster. Somebody that doesn't know how marketing, and you're going to interview them and they're going to be the presenter on live TV. That typically that would spell recipe for disaster. But that's what Ron did. He brought them on and he would say, tell me about your product. And every time something came out of their mouth, he stopped them and he whiz-gatted them. He said, so tell me, what's so good about that? And then they would say, what's so good about that? And he'd do it again. He would literally do that for the length of the commercial. It might be 30 minutes. It might be an hour. He just whiz-gatted the living shit out of them. And it sold the products like nothing else. There was no other formula that could have worked better on those infomercials than the WizGat formula. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you an advanced WizGat. It's a very powerful formula that works even better. Are you guys ready to one up the WizGat? So this is a this is a whiffed. So WizGat is what's so good about that. Whiffed is what's in it for me. That is even more powerful than what's so good about that. Because we always talk about features versus benefits. The feature is what it is. Nobody cares. The benefit is what it does. That's what they're all about, the what it does. They don't care what it is. They only care what it does specifically for them. So with the WIFT formula, you're taking the benefit, because WizGat's trying to get the benefit, right? But the WIFT is getting more of the outcome. So the formula for WizGat, or for WIFT, is the so statement. So you basically tell them the benefit, here's what it's going to do, and then you use the so statement. Here's what it's going to do so that you can do that. So you've got to figure out whatever it is you're providing, what's so good about it, and then what they're going to get, the outcome of that, so they get that outcome. So it's the so statement. You do this so you can get that. And remember, I've always talked about, like, when you're talking about the benefits, it's like, why is that important to them? What does that do for them? You're really trying to get to the core of their belief system. You know, and if you're talking about men, for most men, it's if you just dig till there's nothing left, if you whiz-gat them till the tank is empty, you're going to find that their core value is freedom. That is what they crave. So there's things like outcomes could either be something they're going to get or something they're going to get rid of. Like, for instance, they might have a problem that they want to get rid of. You know, like if you look at teenagers, they start getting acne. They want to get rid of that. Like, that's more important than life itself in some cases. So if they get rid of that, so they'll be attractive, so women will be appealed with them, so they can get a date, right? See how important the so is? You take the thing, they don't really care about what the thing is. They care about the benefit because it clears their skin, it gets rid of their acne, so they can get a date. Right? You see how that digs into the emotion, like, very, very deeply?
John, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Okay, so when we're
You're already using the so statement.
I love this. I think this is great. When we create that, I used to say with them, what's in it for me, with whatever that is. We can use that and create several so versions for different, I guess. My question again comes back to, like, how do I use this? How often do I repeat it? So that repetition is another question. I don't know if it could fit into here.
yeah, you want to use this stuff till there's nothing left. Like everything you talk about when you're creating your messaging, every time you say something, it should go along with so you can. So there's no limit to how many times you should use the so statement. If whatever you're saying is attached to something that they want, so they can get this. And it's important to really go multiple steps beyond what the thing just actually really does. Because where it's really important is when you get down to their core values, when it ties into the freedom. You know, and women, if you dig to the end of the tank with women, you'll mostly find security. Women crave security, men crave freedom. Just as a core core level value, that's not 100%. Like there's some women that they hear me say that and they get very offended. And they have a different set of values because they are already secure. You know, high functioning women in business, they don't have the same core values as like a stay-at-home mom. A stay-at-home mom doesn't really have a source of income, and she knows, hey, if this guy dies or this guy leaves me for a younger, better version, I don't have any security, right? Her core values are very different than a high functioning woman that goes out and just kills it at what she does, and she's not worried about losing a job, right? That's a very, very different avatar. But I'm just talking just generically across the board. And this goes back to caveman days. You know, you had the hunter. The hunter was the pride of the unit. You know, he was the one that went out and killed. He craved the significance, you know, the significance that was attached to the freedom that he could do whatever he wanted. He could have any woman in the tribe. That was his freedom. And to get that, he would do anything. He would risk his life and go out and kill wild animals that could take him down too, to get that significance and that freedom. And you know, and again, I don't mean to I don't mean to belittle women at all, but in that scenario, the women were the ones that got fed. If something happened to that guy, they were going to frickin' starve. So security, taking care of the king, making sure he had everything he needed when he went into battle. They did that because their security depended on him. And, you know, we're taking it all the way back to the cavemen days. It hasn't really changed much, you know, other than there are some women now that kick the shit out of most men. And, you know, and again, those are the ones that are different. So that's why the rule doesn't apply 100%, but I'm just talking, you know, generically. That's kind of the set rule. Significance for men, which leads to freedom, and security for women, that it really is it. It leads to security. They feel safe, right? So that's where you get when you dig in the tank. But you have to figure out how to take whatever it is that you're doing, whatever you're offering, and you make sure that you attach it to those core values. So figuring out all of the stuff, all of the right things that you need to say to convey your value. If you can attach the outcome they absolutely crave to what you offer, I guarantee you're going to make sales. If you've got somebody that needs what you have and you know how to convey the value, you're going to make sales. The only thing that's going to get in your way is not conveying the value. You know, if you've conveyed the value, there's this one last thing that will get in your way, and it's called an objection. And all that means is you haven't completely conveyed the value because you haven't destroyed that objection yet. And again, that's all in messaging. You should know, like if you know your product and you've really done your avatar research and you've really figured that person out, you should already know what their objections are going to be. And you should eliminate those objections with your marketing presentation. When you get ready to make your offer, there should be no objections left on the table. And with internet marketing, there really can't be. Because if you leave objections on the table with an internet marketing scenario, you're going to lose. Because you don't have the luxury of being able to intervene and overcome the objections. Your sales process has to do that. If it doesn't, it's going to fail. Like, that's the beauty of an in-person sale. You can physically see the person. You can see if they're going with you or going, they're leaning back. They're like, nah, not interested. You can see that and you can address it. You don't have that luxury inside of a funnel. You know, they just click, gone, and they're off. So really important that you know, it's more important in internet marketing that you get this right than if you're just doing face-to-face, belly-to-belly sales. Belly-to-belly sales, you know, you have a lot of additional luxuries that are removed out of the equation with internet marketing. And, you know, if you're, especially like go to your social media, if you can't see the reaction, the only way you can see reaction is if they hit the like button or they share, you know, you can kind of get an idea there. But if they're liking it and sharing it and your audience is exploding and you're still not making sales, you're providing entertainment, but you're not conveying your value, or you're not making an offer. Something is broken in the presentation process. So there's a lot of people that know how to entertain. I mean, they know how to put the cool stuff out there that everybody loves and it goes viral and all that, but they haven't figured out how to attach it to their value, how to attach it to their sales process. So social media can be kind of a tricky terrain because you have to do the entertainment part. You've got to get the following to follow you and love you and, you know, react and all that stuff. But you also have to connect the dots to get your message across. So it's it might be, you know, now that I think about it, it might be one of the hardest ways to get an audience to go through an actual sales presentation. Because a lot of times, like in social media, if you think about it, let's take Facebook, for instance. Nobody goes on Facebook to buy products, right? They go on Facebook to see what their kids are doing, what their friends are doing, to post their, you know, their madness. It's fun. It's entertainment. They're in entertainment mode. They're not in buying mode. They're not in business mode. And it's like, it's a party. Social media is often like a party. You go there after work, right? You go there to unwind, to have fun, not to get pitched, not to buy stuff. You go there to unwind. And it's like, have you ever been invited over to somebody's house that it was posed as a social gathering, an entertainment thing, and you got there and there was the Tupperware lady? There was some kind of presentation, and don't even tell me it didn't piss you off. You cannot tell me that you did not feel like you got bait and switched and that you wanted to leave, but you couldn't because it was rude, right? You probably felt taken advantage of. You probably even bought something just to be nice because it was your friend or whatever. But the next time they invited you to a party, you're just like, oh, I don't know. No, thanks. No, thanks. It's a great way to lose friends, right? So keep that in mind when you're trying to market in social media. It's a very slippery slope because of that. So what I always tell people, the perfect form of traffic is figuring out what your avatar wants and and why they want it, and then figure out where they are looking for it. Figure out where they are when they're in that mode, that buying mode. That is why I spent the majority of my adult life in SEO. SEO was the place that I identified that people go when they want something, right? What do? They go to search for it. And that's like matchmaking. That's like a match made in heaven. You got somebody that's looking for you, something you've got, and they meet you right there in the search box. You know, the problem with that was it when I started doing it, it was very easy. It was like taking candy from a baby. Try and do SEO today, you've got everybody on the whole planet trying to fight for that top slot. But it's still the best traffic on the planet. If you can get that top slot, guaranteed there's nothing better. There's no traffic source on the planet better than that. So that's going to be the easiest sale you ever make. It's like, you know, have you ever needed anything and you went to the hardware store and you ask the attendant, like, hey, you know, where do I get a whizzy whack screwdriver? And he just leads you over to it. Here it is. You pick it up and buy it. He didn't have to sell it to you. You already wanted it. He was just guiding you to where it was and taking your money. He was taking an order. He wasn't making a sale. He was just taking an order. So it's like, that's why look at McDonald's. How many salespeople does McDonald's have? None. Their marketing has already pre-sold the item. They're just taking your order. Right? I don't know about you, but I would much rather answer the phone or answer an email and take an order than call someone up and try and convince them to buy something. Right? That's like I want to do that about as much as I want to go to a marketing networking event. But I absolutely love taking orders. I have no problem whatsoever. You want to buy something from me? Just call me. We'll have no problem. And that's what marketing does. Marketing makes people want to buy your stuff. It pre-sells it for you. So all you have to do is take an order. And now there's this little thing called a shopping cart. I don't even have to take the orders now. I just look at my email and say, oh, wow, all these people bought from me last night while I was sleeping. That was really cool. You know, and my affiliates, they get those emails in the middle of the night. Hey, you just made money. So-and-so purchased and you made this cut. So that's what it will look like if you get it right. So I'll give you the so statement back. You want to make sure you go through the ACT program, get your messaging right, so you can have those sales come in the middle of the night while you're sleeping. You know, because that's what you want, so you can have the freedom you deserve. So that so statement just nails it down. It's not just the thing, it's so you can get what you want. So that makes sense. The whole ACT program was made from the ad agency world. I would love to tell you that I made it up myself. I can't. It was around 100 years before I was. In fact, in some cases, some of the formulas in there go back as far as Benjamin Franklin. If you want to learn how to eliminate an objection,
Hello.
I pulled that right out of Benjamin Franklin's playbook. So that was his formula. I have seen it used over and over and over in advertising since he came up with it. If you want to see it in action, look up, like go to Google and look up Marketers Hall of Fame, Benjamin Franklin. It'll show you the ad that got him in the Marketers Hall of Fame. It was how he was selling his wood burning stove. And he admitted his product was admittedly the worst product on the market. Yet he outsold the competition like they weren't even there. Because he knew how to eliminate objections. He knew how to convey his value. He knew how to take that stepping block out of the way. The last thing to prevent a sale, he just destroyed it. And he realized that every objection is based on a belief. We all have beliefs, whether we know it or not. And those beliefs, in many cases, are hidden beliefs. They're unspoken beliefs. It's like if you make a perfect presentation and you ask the person, does that sound like you want to move forward with that? And they say no. It's not because they don't want or need what you're selling them. It's they have an objection. The objection is based on a belief. He said the first thing you have to do is identify the belief. And then you have to invert the belief. And he did it in such an eloquent way that it was never combative. He did it, the formula, a lot of you guys know it, the formula is claim, proof, benefit. So the claim is contrary to whatever the belief is. And in many cases, the belief is just as simple as this: I can't do it. Whatever it is you're telling them they can do, they're thinking, their belief is, nope, I can't do it. I tried it before. Maybe my brother tried it. My mom tried it. Didn't work for them. I can't do it. That might be the belief. So if that's the belief, the claim is contrary to the belief. It's exact polar opposite. Whatever the belief is, the claim is opposite. So if they believe they can't, you have to state the claim, you can actually do this. Right? Now, if you leave it at that, that's just contradictory, and it's a he said, she said, and you're not going to get very far. You're just going to be in a combative state. So you have to immediately follow the claim with proof. And proof is not you saying it. That's an opinion. You have to give physical third-party validation proof, real proof. So wherever you get that, you have to dig that up. It's, you got to find it. It might be in, a medical journal. It could be in an association for whatever the industry is. It could be social proof. Like 99 out of 100 people that thought they couldn't do it and tried it actually found that they could do it. That could be your proof. So when you put proof on your claim, it's no longer opinion, it's what's called a fact. Most sane people won't argue a fact. So what you literally did, you just changed their belief. Once you've changed their belief, you immediately follow it up with the benefit of what it is that they want, tying it back to the thing that you're trying to sell them. That's what he did. That was his formula. I've never seen anyone that was able to identify what he actually did and put it into a formula like that. But if you look at the copy from that wood burning stove, you'll see he did exactly what I just said. That was the formula. That's the magic. And it's been working in advertising ever since he did it. That was like 276 years ago. Been working ever since. It's not changed. Just like the caveman hasn't changed. He still wants the same thing at the core level. So.
Hey, John.
Yeah, go ahead, Randy.
This sounds like a lot, but it's really not. So I have 5 questions, but I think they're really quick questions. When you go back to the affiliate thing, I know that you talked about how to create affiliate links so it doesn't look like it's coming from you and we can customize it ourselves so that it's coming from us. But I didn't catch how to do that. Like take your affiliate links that I'm letting people know about or handing off. How do I do that so that it looks like it's mine?
So the easiest way to do it, to really get it to look like it's your own, is to do it on your own domain. And if you're in WordPress like you are, you can use a plugin called Pretty Links. And with the plugin Pretty Links, you can go in there and you just say, when somebody goes to this URL, I want to redirect it to that URL. So you would put in like, you know, randypowellspeaks.com/Kartra.
So you just go download that plugin
Uh-huh.
and add it. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
It's very, very simple. There's a lot of other
Okay.
ways to do it, but that's the best way. And then you own it. It's on your domain. It looks like it's actually a link coming from you.
So there's probably a YouTube that shows you how to do that, right? Because I'm not a
Oh, yeah.
techie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's very simple.
Okay. Second question, acquisition error. I was with a client in LA yesterday. He has a salesperson. He has another one who is not working out. So my question and what I said to him, he really needs one to this year, like fairly soon. And so they're looking for that person. But I said to him, and I let him know about acquisition error, and I said to him, perhaps using this product will allow you to have a salesperson, so to speak, behind the scenes. So can you have acquisition air working behind the scenes for a company and they still have a sales force or sales team?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What acquisition error does is it generates leads. So
So that salesperson, whether it's 1, 2, or they're no good, they can still take the leads and follow
oh,
up.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's the main thing that will make a salesperson fail, is if they don't have leads. If you hire a
Right.
salesperson into your company, they know how to sell. They don't know how to generate leads. So if you don't have
if I
leads for them, they're going to
okay, so if I basically make the introduction somehow um to you, what do I need to do to bring you in to maybe speak with this person who is the owner of the company or the second in charge of the company? It's a husband and wife company.
yeah, that's no problem. You just have to tell me how you want me positioned in the conversation.
Okay, so send you an email on that.
Yeah. So if you want
Okay.
to, you know, sell them as an affiliate, and you just want to sell them acquisition error as an affiliate, I just need to know the angle that I'm talking to them from. If you
Okay.
want to sell it to them as you're selling them leads for their business through your own company, you just need to let me in on it. So I'm speaking through you to them.
Yeah, no, I want the first, not the latter.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
So
easy.
the third question, and this may be not the conversation, the place to say it, but we have a client that's ready to go live this month. Now that she has had her memorial for her father and all that, what do I need to do? Because obviously, you know, she's sight impaired. Do I, do you bill me and I use her information? I mean, I don't know how to get you paid so that can go live
Sure.
because I'm her intermediary.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it just depends if you want to bill her and then you pay me, or if you want me to bill her directly and then I pay you the affiliate commission. It really
Okay.
doesn't matter to me.
Okay. All right. And so then,
Again, it's how you're positioning me. I
right.
can be either positioned as your employee under your business, or I can be positioned as the actual vendor that works with you. You just need to tell me so I don't screw it up for you.
Okay. And then the fourth question in video. I also turned that same client on to InVideo in terms of they do LinkedIn marketing and do videos, but the president of the company, she doesn't like going in front of a camera. So the person doing the videos struggles to get her, and they spend 4 hours. So I said to him yesterday, I did a quick script on an upcoming event that I'm going to have. Just, I mean, it was like 5 lines to show him that a 30-second video can be done in no time at all using InVideo. But what I didn't know is there a possibility or a way to make the lady who does the videos, the president of the company, an avatar? And then how do you get, if that's true, how do you get her voice into those videos so that she looks like she's doing it, but not really taking 4 hours to do it?
Gotcha. So InVideo might not be the program for that.
Okay.
So that would be more of the program called DID, I believe it is. If you look in the book, if you download the AI book that I have up on the site, the free book,
Okay,
it's
okay,
got all the resources in there. And I believe it's called d-id.com. That's the one where you can upload a script. You can get the voice and you can even train it on her voice. And then you can upload her image or her avatar. You can make a cartoon version of her, and then it will lip sync with the voice. And it's really cool. That's how I
okay.
made my marketing assistant, the one that we call Becky.
Yeah.
That's how I did her and,
Oh,
her to life.
okay. And the final question is, what's the best way? And I probably already know this. You're going to say email. The best way to communicate with you for our needs in terms of live webinars or events where we want to bring you in as the expert. Like, for example, in the spring, in May, I'm having another live event, and I want to have you come in and speak to AI and speak to Acquisition Air or some version of that. So is it best to communicate by email with you?
Yeah. Just shoot me an email with the date you're thinking, and if I've got it available, I'll block it off for you.
Okay. All right. That's it. Thank
Piece
you.
of cake. Piece of cake. So I wanted to take a step back because I just realized I missed a piece when we were talking about the so statement. There's a final censure to this. So once you've got all the so statements out, like you do this, so you get that, there's one final piece, and this goes back to my formula on three-dimensionalizing benefits. Remember, you say it so you can hear it, see it, and feel it. The trigger word for bringing the feeling in is imagine. So after you throw out your last so statement, then you can forecast them. You can forecast them into the future as though it's already happened, and you can do that by using the word imagine. And then you can follow up imagine with all kinds of stuff. Imagine how you're going to feel. Imagine a world without acne. Imagine whatever it is, you just fill in the blanks. Imagine how you're going to feel when, imagine not ever caring about, how much something costs again. If you're talking about something that's going to make them money and profit, grow their business, imagine the feeling you'll have. Imagine the freedom of not caring about how much a vacation costs anymore.
Hey, John.
Imagine the power of how significant you would be if you could just give your kids anything they wanted. Imagine that. So yeah, go ahead, Shoshana.
Yeah, thank you. So I just want to be clear, to create that message with one of the so statements and one of the imagine, and then create a series of them perhaps,
Sure.
right? That hit on different things.
You could basically do one for every benefit.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Like when I talk about creating your presentation, you basically, you want to make a list of all your benefits, and you want to make a list of all your objections. And you're basically, you could look at this like building a court case. You're going to get all the evidence out on the table before you go to jury, right? Before you ask for a verdict, because you want a favorable verdict, right? So you want to leave no stone uncovered. You want to make sure you've got all the benefits out on the table. You've got all the objections out on the table. The objections are crushed, reattached to the benefits, and then you ask for your order. Then you actually will make sales. So, and I got to tell you, this is all easier said than done. It sounds easy, it sounds simple, and it is in concept, but a lot of people will struggle with it, especially when you're trying to do it for yourself. I know even me, I can do this stuff like all day long for somebody else, but as soon as I turn the gun back to myself and, okay, you got to do it now, I even choke and fumble on it. even though I know it inside out. There's some kind of a block there for for us. So, all right,
John,
Sue, go ahead, Sue.
do you help others to build their affiliate program? Do you have anything like that?
I don't really have anything currently like that. I've got examples. Like if you guys want to get into affiliate stuff, I can run you through like mine. I can show you, how I put mine together, all that, if that's of interest. I just kind of covered it at a high level today, but if you want to get into the weeds on that stuff, I can do that on another.
I would love to see the backside of yours, John. Just saying, all right, how you set it up, all right. And
Yes.
I have an affiliate program, but I would love to see it and hear how you did it. Because even me, who I think I'm doing all right at this, I look at you and think like, oh my God, I suck at this. So I would love to see it personally.
Okay. Yeah, that's no problem. We can do like, maybe next week or yeah, we can probably do it next week. I'll just take you behind the scenes and show you, how I set up the offers, because I actually create the offers different when I'm going to do affiliate webinars. A lot of times we'll change pricing, we'll change what the actual offer is for multiple reasons. We do it for one, to incentivize the affiliate so they can make more money on the front end. And for two, we want to increase the value of the offer itself. And we want to do it without giving up much of anything. So like on the site pop, on the SEO software, I'll walk you through that. We did basically the webinar fires on a Wednesday. And then our first set of bonuses end Friday night at midnight. And I'll show you the whole sequence. And then once that ends at Friday night at midnight, they lose a piece of it, but we announce that we're extending it till Sunday night at midnight. And we've already taken something away, so they know we're serious. Now they're like, oh shit, I need to get this before Sunday. And we give them all the trigger reminders. And then when Sunday night comes, anybody that hasn't ordered by Sunday night, then we release a downsell, a third version that's like a light version. We didn't put that out on the first round because we didn't want it to be part of the decision process. But we're assuming by Sunday night, okay, they didn't buy it for a reason. The reason probably wasn't that they didn't want it. The reason was probably price. So then we'll come back Monday morning, we'll slash the price, offer a light version, and then we pick up whatever's left. And we get a lot of that. We get a lot of people right at Friday night at midnight. Like when we did the first webinar on that, we only had we had less than 100 people on the live webinar. And the sales were anemic. The sales on the live webinar were just literally anemic. We made a couple $1,000s worth of sales. And we made a boatload of sales by Friday night. We made another boatload Sunday night. And then Monday, by the end of day Monday, we had $52,000 in sales just from the follow-up sequence. So it was really, really a good campaign. But if I would have judged it on day one with the live webinar, I would have said it choked. We absolutely sucked. But it was the rest of the campaign that actually made it go. So there was a lot of pieces to it. There was a lot of pieces to that campaign. There was a lot of structure in the way we did the pricing and the way we did the bonuses and pulled them back. And then we had another hidden page that would take them back to the original offer as though it was prior to Friday night, because you won't believe how many people will email you. And they'll have all kinds of stories and excuses and, everything to their cat was on fire to they were out of town, their it was their mom's birthday, whatever. They'll give you all kind of excuses of why they didn't get to place their order before Friday night. And every time I get one of those, it doesn't matter what the excuse is. It can be the best one I've ever heard or the worst one I've ever heard. I'll just tell them, hey, no problem. Go to this link. This link is a special link, and you can get the deal. Anybody that asks, I always give them the deal. So if you guys are ever in one of my sequences, just know that you didn't really miss out. You just have to ask. But it creates such goodwill. Like when you do that, you have created a bond with that person they'll never forget. It just creates an enormous goodwill. It's like,
I also wanted to add that I use Wave Video, WAVE, and that also generates video with AI, and you can upload your voice, and it's very very easy.
yeah.
Or you can get even AI voice, but AI voice is really good. It's not regular AI voice. It is a really good one. And
Yeah.
I started using for my YouTube channel, and my YouTube subscribers are increasing like crazy. It's really booming. So
Yeah, there's a
yeah.
ton of AI products
yeah.
out now that are really good. All the deep fake stuff, it's really good. All right, back to Ellie.
Hey, John, I appreciate this entire session. Can you
Just when you thought it was so good you couldn't get better, it just keeps getting better, doesn't it?
exactly, just like you. I wanted to know, we know, like, and trust you, and you're honorable. I've promoted people's stuff and never, and my friends have called me back and said, hey, I bought that, thanks, and I've never got anything. So
Yeah.
I just am wondering, is there a way to vet is there a way to prove that you made the connection? Or,
Well,
with you, it's easy because you're honest, but I don't know how to do that. And so that's what
I
my
have
question
exactly
is.
same experience.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
I
no,
was on the leaderboard. I was on the leaderboard for promoting offers, and I got 0. I said, how can it be possible?
yeah.
You're showing me I'm on the leaderboard, and you are giving me 0. What is this? So
Yeah,
I
it's
really don't know.
it's a very common thing. The first thing that you want to know is you want to know that they're actually using a real affiliate program. Like, they tell you, hey, yeah, promote me, and they'll give you links or whatever. But if they have a real affiliate program, you should be able to log into your account in that affiliate program, and you should be able to see all of your stats. Like if you log into mine in Kartra, you can see how many clicks came through. You can see who purchased, how much your affiliate commission is, how much is owed, how much you've been paid. You can see everything. It's very transparent. If they don't have something like that, I'm not saying they're not going to pay you, but your odds of getting paid and your ability to know if you're getting paid properly is pretty slim.
Yeah.
So, and I know I've promoted a lot of stuff for people and, didn't get paid on it or whatever. And, I just kind of chalk it up and move on. But yeah, it's sad because, I won't promote them again. Just that simple. It's like, they get to do that once. And, that's no way to go through life, just burning bridges. All right, Russell. There he is.
Hey John, how you doing, buddy?
Awesome.
I have a question. You used to have a product that did geofence targeting for customers. For example, if they would be going to an event and you'd be able to target people at that event. Do you still have that?
Yeah, Chris runs that. I can hook you up with him if you want.
Is that, do I need to have like a device in the area or no?
Nope, that has nothing to do with any of that. What it is, and it's really cool. You can actually go back 12 months There's 12 months worth of data that's collected on all the devices. So you could tell him, hey, I want to know who was in this building on a particular day, and he can tell you. So it's pretty cool.
Okay. So how would I do that? You'll send me an email with this information?
Yeah, send me an email and then I'll connect you. I'll forward and connect you, the two of you.
Okay, his name was Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, will do. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, there's Mr. Woody. You're up.
All right, am I unmuted?
You're good. We can hear you.
All right, entrepreneurs, hello. Um, Captain John, have you been on the boat during this rain or what?
No, I actually went down there about a week ago to find out that we actually had some wind damage while I was in Vegas. It's like, wow, this is interesting.
Well, listen, what we have new from at Woody Plagman Incorporated is I stumbled. Sometimes you're looking for one thing and you find another. Like Gateway to Joy. Everyone is selling a course about how to be a better you, and the market is so flooded with that. It's good luck. You're a needle in a haystack. I'm not Tony Robbins. I'm not Werner Erhard. I'm not John Limbacher. But what I found is something really amazing that I'm inspired about and works. And I have a friend of mine whose both kids are on heroin, really heavily addicted, and crack. And I started coaching them. And I want to do addiction recovery coaching and start an addiction recovery network. And I've already wrote the program. It's based on something they're doing in Europe. If you Google right now how to get your kid clean, there's nothing there except going to AA or going to these really expensive 30 grand a month detoxes. God, I should record this. So in the meantime, I developed a program and I want to kind of figure out, my question to you is how to get it up and running, quickly, and where I should be focusing my sales. I know there's a guerrilla way, like with Forbidden Elvis, it was like going to all the Elvis sites. But I want to go to where all the rehabs are advertising and grab their customers. And then I could also have train their people ultimately to do this kind of work. But the good news is both these kids are now in detox. I'm so moved because the whole fucking country's on dope, and no one knows what to do.
Yeah.
So, what would be your quick start ideas, and what would be a good way to get this running? What would be the Limbacker method of a quick start and the programs? I remember I got sucked into Craig on KPFK on a radio program, and it was a $99 thing. Next thing I know, I'm signing up for, I don't know, $800 or $1,000. I forgot what it was with Craig.
Well, one thing I can tell you that I know about that particular industry is it's ultra competitive. It's absolutely ultra competitive. I used to have one of my neighbors next door. He used to run a big rehab center, and he did a lot of the stars, a lot of the Hollywood people. And in fact, remember when Robert Downey Jr. was in jail and then he got out of jail and he had to go right into a rehab and he just like vanished and disappeared and nobody knew where he was? They were storing him in the house next door to me. So he was hiding out next door to me for several months.
For a couple $100,000.
Oh, I'm sure it was probably more than that. But usually this guy didn't have him at his house, but Robert Downey, he actually had him at his house. That's where they were hiding him. And it was funny. I was out in my backyard one day and I hear Bruce Willis's voice and I'm thinking, what the hell movie are they watching? And I look over and there he is. He's actually in the backyard talking to Robert Downey. So his close friends knew, that he was there, but nobody else knew he was there. But yeah, I know based on that, I also have a couple of other clients in that industry, and we did SEO in that industry for years, and it is ultra competitive because of what you said, they get like thousands of dollars a month per bed. And that's why you got drug houses, rehab houses popping up in really expensive luxury neighborhoods because of the business model. They can buy $1 million house or a multi-million-dollar house and they can pay it off in a couple of years because they're putting six people in a house and they're charging them 30 grand a month each. So you can pay off a multi-million-dollar house in under a year doing that. So you can imagine the competition. It's you better have a lot of money to penetrate that market as far as competition. And again, that falls back to analysis. Like whenever you go into like looking at, okay, is this an opportunity? You've got to look at, the threats and opportunities. You've got to do the analysis and figure out, can I compete here? Can I win? What are the competitors doing? What level am I going to have to operate on to work in this space and win?
John,
So,
what do you think of retargeting for this business?
retargeting is great, but retargeting, you've got to get them to your site in the first place. And with the cost of like getting in front of eyeballs in that particular industry, it's astronomical. Like doing pay-per-click or doing ads. The other thing about it too is it's really hard to even buy advertising in the space because I don't think Google even allows it. I don't even think you can do pay-per-click in Google for that.
How is it possible to use Acquisition Air for something like that, John? And how would you do it?
You could do that for sure. But again, with Acquisition Air, you're going to have email marketing experience, or you're going to have to find somebody that's got email marketing experience to make that work. The other thing too, in that industry, who do you believe your avatar is?
Parents of addicts.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's not the addict themselves. They are not the client.
They're fucking crazy.
Yeah. It's you're probably your most profitable avatar is probably going to be the grandmother. She's going to be the one that's most likely to be your most profitable avatar. And I can just tell you that because I've operated in that space for clients. Grandma is the one that it means the most to. She's also probably got the most money. And so.
Well, I would love to open a house. I had a friend that did it and he was coaching me on it years ago. And he said, "Oh, I got to go. Someone just blew their brains out at the house." So I said, "I don't want to do that business." But I think the business I would like to do is carrying the message and doing a training, masterminds, that approach. So I just want to be able to get into the vein, so to speak,
So
that all the other
you want the
that all the
fast
other guys are in.
you want the fast track to cash with that particular one?
Yeah, Von Miner.
So the fast path to cash with that particular niche and industry, it's almost like my affiliate model. What you do is you find the company that knows how to do the marketing, they know how to sell, and they have more customers than they can deal with. And then you set up a center to take their overflow. They'll hand you the customers. They'll basically just be handing you cash. That would be what I would do in that market.
Could you clarify on that? What do you mean? I mean, there's a company somewhere that
there's lots of
creates
companies.
leads.
There's lots of companies that are in that space and they have overflow. They've got more customers than they have facilities to take care of them. So if you were to open up a facility, find the person that knows how to market, knows how to capture those customers, and offer them a problem or offer them a solution to their problem. Their problem is they're leaving money on the table. They've got their marketing machine going, filling their pipeline full of more customers than they can deal with. So you're solving their problem with what do you do with the customers you can't place, and how do you save that money that's being left on the table? So maybe you open a facility and instead of 30 grand a month, yours are 10 grand a month per bed, and they're making 20.
All right, but I don't want to open a facility. I want to just sell my training. I want to sell my training for $1,500 a pop. Do a weekend. Do a mastermind, all that kind of stuff, as opposed to, who knows? If you're around it enough, I'm sure it comes your way.
So
but
same
I want to
thing?
do it as an educational program.
Okay, so if that were the case, it would be the same model. I would find the guys that are doing the marketing, they're getting the customers, and tell them here's their problem. They're bringing in some customers that can't afford their service. Say, for all the ones that can't afford 30 grand a bid, you want to send them to me. I'll give them the training for X amount, and I'll give you X amount. Take care of their excess inventory. Everybody has a problem. You have to identify where the problems exist and where your solution can solve the problem. So that's what I would do. I mean, you know how lazy I am, right? I'm not going to try and climb a hill with a 100-pound backpack. I'm going to find the top of the hill and find the sled, and I'm going to haul ass to the bottom and have a lot of fun doing it. Then once I'm at the bottom, I'll get in a helicopter and go back to the top. Do it again. But that's what I would do. That's your fast path. Otherwise, you're building a business from scratch and you're in a very, very competitive arena.
Well, when I Google, I just don't see anyone doing what I'm doing. Nobody. And in the 4 years of Craig, of all the gurus, I've never seen anyone talk about addiction.
Oh, it's
Nobody.
a huge, yeah. It's just, you're just not looking in the right spot. That's a huge industry. That's a massive business.
But
Right.
but Woody, if you want to sell a mastermind or a program, who are you selling it to? Because the grandma is the person that is going to buy some like a place for a grandkid to get recreated. But a program, the addicts aren't going to show up for.
They don't
And
have
if
to.
you're gonna like look at all these high-end rehab places and create a JV partnership with them, you got to establish your own credibility, and and then it would have to be more than $1,500 a pop, because in that space, the more money they spend, the better they think it is. So I don't understand where your target avatar audience is.
Well, it's the influencers that get the kids into rehab ultimately, or not. But
But then
they
who are you
don't have to
selling
go
the
to rehab.
program to? Your influencers, like nobody. I don't know who's going to show up for it. I don't know who you're selling it to.
Say you got a kid that's on heroin. Aren't you interested in what the solutions are? Aren't you searching like crazy? Sure you are. You got a heroin addict kid.
Program is to the people, like the grandma. Is that your avatar?
Hey, you got a kid that's a heroin addict. Where are you gonna look? Alec?
So
Myself.
you just gotta kind of go. You got to just kind of go to the analysis piece.
Yeah.
And figure out, like, if you're looking for competitors and you're not finding them, there might be a reason for that. I can assure you that industry has been combed through. I doubt you're going to come up with something new for that industry. There's all kinds of stuff that has been tried and tried, tested, trued, falsed, failed.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about a simple introductory offer of a free seminar, if need be, and then just a training program. I don't want to do what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
I want to do a Craig Deswald model.
Yeah, I don't think you got the right market for that.
How could that be? I don't get it.
Well,
if you got a problem, where are you going?
The problem is the kids don't see that they have a problem. The addict
I'm
doesn't
not talking to the kids. I'm talking to their parents.
Yeah, but what do you think, the parent's going to go to a seminar?
Wouldn't you? If your kid was dying.
If I try that hat on, what he just from a parent standpoint, grandparent standpoint of kids who have actually gone through significant situations, and being a coach myself, I'm looking for somebody who's already professional to take care of the problem rather than to learn more about it myself. That's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how would that be? Well, what do you need, a therapist?
Whatever they need. I'm looking for the solution that they need right now, rather than to take my own time and try to learn more about it and keeping them at risk while I study. That's just my gut response.
Yeah,
after having gone through situations
Jay,
like that.
You would have to listen to someone for an hour.
Why?
To know where you're sending your kid, for one. You go online, there's 10 flavors of ice cream. Aren't you going to want a lick of each cone?
Not if my kid's suffering, no.
And how do you know which ones work?
Then that also is online. What are the reviews? Who's talking about? Who's already gone through the path that I'm trying to go down? I don't have to reinvent the path. I'm going to look for a trailblazer, and I'm going to go see their results. I'm going to look for the magic potion. I'm not going to go for the quest myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The only problem is most of the magic potions cost a fortune. And a lot of people can't afford them. I would rather train them and then figure out their solution.
Train them to do what exactly? Are you going to train me to take care of a heroin addicted child?
Yeah.
You're going to train me to do it, having zero background in the industry.
I'm 40
As
years
a-
clean and sober. I've been through every
I
model.
respect that. I respect that. But you want me to take care of, you're putting me in a role of interventionist and therapist to a child, and that's not my role as a parent.
Well, isn't it though?
No, it's
And
not.
then getting him to the right place, the right
So
harbor.
Woody, look at it this way. I'm gonna make this really clear for you.
Come on, baby.
If your son had a brain aneurysm, are you going to go to a seminar and figure out how to fix it? Or are you going to take him to the doctor that's specialized in that his entire life and it's going to cost you a fortune, but the kid's probably going to live? Or are you going to go to a seminar and have somebody tell you how you can be a brain surgeon when he's got, a month to live? That's what Jay's putting out there for
Yeah.
you.
That's the uncertainty, is I don't know how long they're going to be addicted before they have an overdose. So why am I going to take time listening to a seminar? I want help right now.
Because
That,
she may
and if
not
you-
be able to
that,
afford a brain
Woody,
surgeon.
Woody, that, and if you have a drug addicted child, they're not going to listen to the parents anyway.
Yeah, that ship sailed, buddy.
Well,
I just see flaw all over that model, Woody.
Yeah. It's not that it's a bad model. It may just be in a bad case at the moment.
it's
Also,
needed
we're saving
money.
you money. This is valuable marketing feedback.
What?
Yeah.
All
Market
right.
research, right?
We don't shut it down to be mean, Woody. We're just trying to
No, not at
save
all.
you. We're trying to save you from figuring something out on yourself and spending a bunch of money needlessly. That's why you do the market analysis.
Yeah. All right.
You could go to an ad agency and give them an obscene amount of money, and they would tell you basically what we're telling you right now.
So really, the Woody, to salvage this and harvest it, and not make you feel downhearted, it's really what your unique gifts and skills have value, and then what market is there for that, given what you have to offer. So it's just looking in a different place. It's like shining the light in the right place to find the match, because you have incredible gifts and skills, and you have a hardcore proof life living. You've been clean and sober for 40 years. That's like, probably 3% of the people on the planet, right? So it's just plugging in the right fit of your skills with the right market.
And Ali, as you're saying that, what I hear is you could give them hope, Woody. The parents are looking for hope. They're looking for solutions, but they feel like they don't know where to look. So you could give them hope and say, look, I can help you. You could be like the transition coach.
Exactly.
That helps them through the process.
If you were shopping online and you came up with something of all you need to know about addiction, $12, and you gotta hit people. It's gotta hit.
If you package it right, that title would not attract me if I were in. It depends. It depends on the rest of the messaging.
Also, if you did early warning signs as lead magnets, and then become a transition expert where you JV with all these other big houses, and you say, connect with me to find out, we can have an interview about what your person is and the best place for them. I have the relationship, so I can help you streamline the process. Like Jay was saying, I just want a solution. And if I have to look at 100 different places, that might get me weary. But if you are the liaison and become known in this niche as the expert, and you place people in the best house, the best fit, that could be something.
That works for me.
Yeah, the connector. That would be an avatar, or that would be somebody that would appeal to the avatar, in my opinion.
Yeah,
let me streamline your process and give you hope.
Exactly. Does that pass, John?
You just got to do your analysis on it. I can't tell you if I feel it's going to work without seeing some proof of the pudding.
All righty.
Got to do your Benjamin Franklin, buddy.
Yeah, I can't do the push-ups for you. I can just show you where the gym is.
Like John says, ask the market what they want. Let them tell you.
Which goes back to doing surveys, Woody. Like if you did a bunch of surveys on, you know, wherever these people might be, and they respond, then you harvest the information based on your survey feedbacks, and then you develop funnels, lead magnet offers based on the survey results. So the people who do respond are telling you what they want.
That creates your course before you even have to think about it.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Like
I
almost
like the
everything
connector
I've
and-
ever built, any courses, any software, anything came out of having a market that was hungry for it. I knew exactly what they wanted. And I just basically gave them exactly what they were asking for.
So it's a survey monkey and
It's more than likely some in-person conversations, you know, just to begin with. But in many cases, you can think something sounds really good, but if no one is doing it, you got to wonder why. Because you can't really think that no one's thought about that. And if it's something like that, that's, you know, and they're not doing it, there's a reason.
And all these rehab houses, you could dig a little and find out their success rate. You know, clients
oh,
stay
they're
clean
all
for-
lying. They're all lying. The success rate is not that great. Believe me. And
Exactly.
it's a very unregulated industry. It's amazing what they lie about. You don't know. You call up the guy, hey Joe, you still clean? Oh yeah, I am. And he's, got a needle in his arm. So it's tricky. But I've got some food for thought, and thank you, Jay, for being a good grandfather.
And not
It
wanting
is
to be a
not an
brain
easy
surgeon.
path to watch.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
walk. So, yeah.
All right.
Anybody else? Russ, did we get you? Or you got your hand up again, or? I think we got Russ. All right. Anybody else before we bug out today?
John, this is Allie. I'm looking at expanding my my coaching business. And, obviously you've said time after time, look at the avatar, do the ACT program. And do you have any, like a short formula, like 1, 2, 3, do I just go back through the ACT program? Like what's the,
It's actually not one, it's not 1, 2, 3, it's ACT.
That's what I mean. So just go back through the ACT program for it.
Yeah,
I know. All right, Lovey. Thank you.
It literally is really just that simple. If you can't get through the analysis to figure out what you've got to validate first. I mean, unless you just want to spend time and money, effort, needlessly, you've got to validate. You've got to validate, like I think I talked last week about, the reasons that businesses fail, and you can take the 18 months the hard way, Or you can fail most businesses, you can fail them in a matter of minutes just by matching them up to the validation process and act. You know, do you
Right, right.
have a profitable
Pre-mortem,
market?
right? How will this fail? Pre-mortem?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do is whenever I consider going into something, I'm like, okay, well, let's see how fast I can make this fail. And usually I can make it fail in under a minute. And if I can, then there's no reason to spend any more time than that 1 minute. I'll spend 1 minute of my time on it. If I get past the minute and I cannot make it fail, and then I dig in deeper and I still cannot make it fail, then it might be worth considering. But I'm not going to spend 18 months to figure it out.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm not interested in wasting time. I just
No.
want to hit the right target market with the right offer. Could
No,
we do the WizGat and the WIFT on ourselves?
Sure. You could WizGat the shit out of yourself.
Because that might be able, I was thinking when you were sharing that, I was thinking I should do this on myself so I could harvest all that out of, just kind of being with my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Self WizGatting. It sounds something very sideways wrong with that, but anyway.
Make sure you're alone.
Exactly. Make sure your cameras are not on live.
That's awesome.
Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless you have a committed subscriber base.
Right. Pay-per-view.
That's classic. All right, guys. Well, let's wrap her up for today. Thank you all for being on. I think we got some great content on here for you. So hopefully it was valuable. And next week I'll go a little deeper on the affiliate stuff. I'll dive in there and kind of show you, how we price it, how we make it very attractive to get affiliates and do all that stuff and whatever else. If there's a particular topic that you guys want me to cover, just let me know. Either bring it on here and I'll plan for it on another day, or shoot me an email and I'll prepare some stuff, and I'm happy to do anything that will benefit you. So, all right, guys. Well, have a great week, and we will talk to you next week. Some of you will talk to you on the next call here coming up.
Oh, is it Crypto Thursday?
It's Crypto Thursday. Yep.
Oh man, I'll be there. I love you. Bye, y'all.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.